So, hello, guys. Good evening. Good evening. My name is Andrea Rosser, and we are doing something a little bit different this week. So, if you're used to joining us on Wednesdays, we have done a pivot. So, we are going to be sharing a little bit about our wins for the week, and this is designed for everyone. So, if you're a promoter and you want to know what's working out in the field and who's having success and get some tips from them, well, join us. Join us on Wednesdays. If you are a prospect and you're going, who are these people and why should I want to join them? Join us. Join us on Wednesdays because we're going to be sharing who we are and how you can win with us. So we're excited to have you on here. We're going to be respectful of your time. We're going to probably take up about 30 minutes of it. So just join us, have a good evening with us, and have a little chat because we're going to share some wins. So, just a little bit about me. I've been involved in this beautiful industry for about 10 years now. Forever grateful for it because it has blessed my family um, in innumerable ways. I can't even quantify all the ways that my family has been blessed. We've been blessed with community. I have friends around the nation now, people I absolutely adore. As a shy human, that is something that's not very common. So that's such a gift. I've had fun and done, like, been to more places, done more things than I ever expected. Big things like it actually feeds us. This has provided for my family, got me out of not quite foreclosure, but I was 2 months behind on the mortgage and praying for groceries, got us out of that. It's kept me home with my kids. So I've been able to be a mom, a stay-at-home mom, a work-at-home mom, which was a gift I never anticipated. I never even dreamt about. And I've been able to help people around the nation go create their goals. And that's probably my favorite part. It's such an interesting dynamic because selfishly, right? Selfishly, I love helping people because it feels so dang good. And so I'm forever blessed by that. So super grateful for that. And, we're going to be jumping on here every Wednesday. And I've got notes. So if you see me looking, don't judge too hard. But we're going to be jumping on here every single Wednesday and just chatting with people, different folks all around our company that are winning, that are doing something that you and I can learn from to go win together. Okay. So tonight I'm super excited to invite a dear friend on here. And I've known Tammy almost 7 years now. We actually met, I believe, in an airport. So for going to a company event, but I didn't know her, she didn't know me, and we just happened to be in line together. And it was like, hey, are you part of them? We are. And we just had this conversation and been able to grow this friendship over this time. And she's absolutely someone that I look up to. She's been able to create so much here, such a strong community, and such a large organization. So we can all learn a little bit from her tonight. So Tammy, if you wouldn't mind, first of all, thank you. Thank you for being on here, and thank you for being early so I don't have to be nervous. But thank you for being on here with us this evening. And if you wouldn't mind just sharing with everybody, pretend like none of us have heard your story before. If you just share a little bit about your experience with the industry, how you found us, and what it's done for you.
Awesome. Thank you, Andrea. This is fun to kick off this whole new winning Wednesday series with you. You are so faithful, and thank you so much because we all benefit so much from what you do. So, hey, everybody, welcome. So glad you jumped on for the next few minutes. My name is Tammy Maltby Melchizedek, and I jumped into this business, this beautiful industry, as Andrea called it, 7 years ago. And not quite, almost seven. My anniversary is coming up in February, but I jumped in because I was looking for more. I have 4 adult children. I have seven loud grandsons. And they are wonderful, and they are a ton of fun, and they are a blessing. And but I was trying to get my kids through college. I was trying to do many different things that we all want when we're launching our adult children. And 2008 happened to my husband and I. He's a retired lieutenant colonel in the Air Force. He taught at the Air Force Academy right across the street here. We live in Colorado Springs. And he was in real estate and did all of our investments in real estate. And he had saved all his life and given all his life. And he just a tremendous man. But because of the recession of 2008 and all of our investments being in land, um, that was a sad year for us. 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011. It's just like we didn't lose it all at once, but we started to lose it piece by piece. And over about an 18-month period of time, we lost all of our savings, all of our investments, except for one, which is why we have a home today. And so those were hard things. And I was in my 50s. And to recreate your life in your 50s is a whole different monster than to try to do it in your 30s or even your 40s. But I was in my 50s and my husband is older than me. And so we both were like, what are we going to do? And I really needed an answer. And we moved into a little rental house out of our big, beautiful house. We were paying off bill after bill after bill. And some of you may have heard this story, and I share it very humbly with you. But we got to a place where the only thing I had left, the only thing we really had left was my wedding ring. I had a beautiful ring that my husband had bought me for our wedding 13 years ago. And I came to Jerry and I said, Jerry, it's the only thing we have left. And we had a big bill to pay. And so we sold the ring. And that was a hard day. And it wasn't about the ring, it was about the significance of it and just the low, like we've really hit an all-time low. This is a hard thing. And we didn't see light at the end of the tunnel. I was working a full-time job. I was traveling 3 weekends a month speaking. And I had my 84-year-old mother living with me. And life was really very, very busy and demanding. And a good friend of mine that I trusted, if someone invited you onto this Zoom tonight, it's because they trust, because they love you. And I want to encourage you to trust them. Because when Tom brought it to me, I knew Tom for many, many years. We had written a book together. He ran a ministry for Russian orphans. I have a Russian-born daughter. And when Tom said to me, Tammy, you need to take a look. And I was like, at what? Seaweed? And he's like, yeah. He said, no, this is the name of the company. It's Limu. And I was like, Tom, I haven't sold a thing in my whole life. I just can't do this. He said, it's not what you think it is. You need to check it out. And so thank God I had enough open-mindedness. And I encourage you to have an open mind. And because that was a ticket, that was the biggest pivot of my life. And it was at the lowest point of my life, the busiest time of my life, the most exhausted time of my life. But I said yes. And so we jumped in, and kind of the rest is history. We started building a team, and at 4 months, I had enough to pay for my house payment and my car payment, which meant everything else I was working for was paying off this debt and paying off that debt. And we were getting further and further to what we saw as our goal, which was to become out of all this debt that we had lost, properties, companies, cars, everything. And so at about 22 months, I believe it was, I hit what we call 500K, which is $500,000 in revenue coming through my organization. And it was not because of me. It was because of all the fabulous people I had in my team. And I had a lot of women doing extremely well. I see Robin DeMio, she's on tonight. She's one of those rock stars. She was one that took me personally to the top. So many, Dr. Crystal Vance, and several others, Eva Baca Currents, Betsy Waters. I mean, the list goes on and on. And and Ashley Paulson, I know you're were one of them too. So I just have to tell you, at that 22-month period of time, my husband said to me, when you hit 500K, he said, we are going to buy back your wedding ring. And I hit 500K, and we couldn't believe it. And we got in a car, looked at beautiful rings, made a decision, and we were able to purchase a beautiful, beautiful wedding ring, cash. And I'll tell you, see, I get choked up about this. It's not about the ring, although I love my ring. What woman doesn't, right? But it is truly about the restoration this opportunity brings people. And I'll tell you, it's like a really good drug in the best sense of the word. It's when you see people's lives change, you see single moms making a rent payment, you see them making a car payment, you see people getting out of debt, you see people's health change, you know, from wanting to be in bed all day long to now all of a sudden they're running a very vibrant, successful business. And that was Robin's story. And you know, every one of us has such a powerful story. So, you know, from that point on, I was all in at the beginning, but the journey just kept going and going, and our team just kept growing, and we started growing all over the United States. And so I'm very grateful.
Well, that's phenomenal. And it's so relatable. Like, not everybody might have such a big story, right?
That's
But
right.
we all have stories of loss. We all have stories of, having struggles financially. And I love the story of restoration, of being able to overcome it, because I think sometimes we can get caught up in that mindset where we stay in the loss and we get stuck.
Yes.
Yeah. So I love it. I'm so glad you came out the other side, because a lot of people have been blessed by that, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna switch gears a little bit.
Totally.
So we have a house of brands. So we have a ton of products here. And guys, we'll give you some resources at the end where you can look into everything that we have to offer. But we have a ton of products. And I know that you use them every single day. So would you share just with us tonight what Tammy uses? And then if I were brand new and I'm looking at like checking out, but maybe I don't want to check out everything, what would you recommend that maybe I start with?
Well, do I use the products every day? I mean, is it like how many of the products do I use every day? And they keep adding more brands, more houses of brands. And so now I use all the skincare. The skincare of Lithium is amazing. If you haven't tried it, it is absolutely incredible. I had a very high-end skincare line that I was using. It's hard to even compare. Lithium is better than that one. And so my regimen, I'm going to go back to my old roots because Limu Original is my flagship product. I could not live without that. Or at least I would not live as healthy and energetic and vibrant as I live at the age. I just turned 60 this year. And Limu Original is my staple to the core. And we kind of joke about it because we have to check our bags just to check all of our products when we travel. But that's one of my very favorites. My husband lost 65 pounds 3 years ago, and he's kept it off in fact, he continues to lose a little bit here and there, but Burn was his go-to product. That is another huge product for us. It's a daily staple. Blue Frog, the energy drink, it's a big staple for us. And but I have to tell you, a new one I started using are the skinny drops. And I'm not a big person. I'm not trying to lose a lot of weight. But what I know about the skinny drops, that Slenderex, I'm sorry, that's what they're really called, drops, is that they balance your hormones. And that is something at my age that I want to have the benefit of. And I've really loved how I feel on the drops. Oh my gosh, my gut feels great. My energy feels great. I love the drops. And so I think, getting started with someone, if you're looking at starting into the business, you just get a pack of products, what you love. And when I'm helping someone, Andrea, I listen to them. I listen to what they're looking for, because I don't know what they're looking for. Maybe it's a weight loss transformation. Maybe it's a health transformation. I know since I've been drinking our products, I have not been sick. I had one setback, and it was when I was traveling, and this was way before the pandemic hit. But I thank the Lord there was someone in that town in Phoenix, one of my promoters, that had a bunch of Limu. So I made her bring it out to the hotel. And I drank a bottle one day, I drank a bottle the next day, and by the third day I was doing great. So we don't, treat or cure any disease, but I can tell you when you give your body what it needs. So whatever you're looking for, you can even create your own pack of products. That's usually what I do for people. I help them choose the products that they love and that they will learn to love, but that they want a transformation. And then I create a pack with them to help them get started.
Well, I love that. And I love, if you think about our world today, everybody's shopping online. Like we all are. My parents, like my dad is like adamant that that's like practically a sin to shop online. Like before he's like, oh, I like to touch it. I want to feel it. And they're even getting their stuff online these days, right? We all are. And I love being a part of a house of brands that I can shop from, right? I go to my back office, I buy it from myself, and I get to pick from products that are truly the best of the best. And you guys, you can check it out. You can research it. The certifications that we have, are some of our vitamins are in the physician's desk reference, like highest quality grade. I love every single product, and it shows because I buy every single thing, I feel like every single month. So
well, a new product is our product or products I've been told are coming out at the Destin event.
yes.
So I am so excited to find out what that's going to be, because everything they roll out, like the probiotics when that was rolled out, and the face, all of our face stuff, every single time we just see an enhancement to our lives. And we also see an enhancement for our teens and people that are looking. Now we just have we have a bigger plethora of things to offer to people for their transformation.
Well, I love that, because you might love the skincare, but I might not care. No, I do love it, so don't get me wrong.
You're too young. That's the problem.
We won't talk about that. We'll talk about that later, offline. But anybody can tap into what they want. So maybe I'm worried about my immune system, right? And I'm focusing on bolstering my immune system right now. Well, we have a multitude of lines of products that are going to help me with that. Maybe I am really concerned, just had what I feel like a decent birthday, and I am really focused on that skincare. And so I've got all of that. Maybe I don't care about any of that, but I really want to make sure I'm like have clean air to breathe in my home and clean water for my kids to drink. So maybe I move in that direction. Doesn't matter, right? Maybe I just need more energy to like keep up with life. Like, doesn't matter. You pick your lane. Or if you're like me, you just pick all of them, but you get to pick and choose, but you get it from yourself and you benefit from it. So I love that so much. And, one thing that you excel at, Tammy, and it's really fun to watch. This is not a strength of mine, but you are like, if you probably looked up hospitality in the dictionary, you might see your picture right there, right? Like you might, like somebody go look it up. Kathy, I can see you. Could you go pull that up on your phone and see if it's a picture of Tammy? There's a good chance of that. And definitely, you always are putting out really fun recipes, things that help people stay on track. So would you mind, and guys, if you're looking for, the tools that you need in your tool belt to make sure you're consuming healthy foods, but in a fun way, go follow Tammy on Facebook. I say her last name wrong every time.
It's Maltby. Melchizedek is the tough one.
There you go. I'm like, I got the Tammy. But go find her. Go find her on Facebook. She's got a ton of information. But would you just share a little bit about, what you're doing there, what you've kind of created with all of that?
Well, I grew up in the Midwest. So I grew up in Minnesota. Oh, yeah, sure, you betcha. So I grew up with lots of cows and corn and bread and butter.
Perfect.
And yeah, I know. It sounds great, doesn't it? Well, it was really good for a period of time. But I had to learn how to cook in a healthy way. I love making beautiful cakes and all that. And there's a time and a place for everything, in my opinion. But day-to-day eating, I started doing my own transformation on healthy eating and healthy living and healthy nutrition. And so I wrote a couple cookbooks. Those were not my healthy cookbooks, but I started to work on a third book. And I thought, what do I really want to do with that? I really want it to be something that our team can use, that while they're on the skinny drops, while they're trying to lose weight, that these are some really tasty, delicious recipes beautiful. It doesn't look like boiled chicken and broccoli. Trust me, they're beautiful recipes. So we post all those. We do those live every Friday on Transformation Health Styles. It's a Facebook page. And I encourage you, if you haven't joined it, to join it, because there's all kinds of recipes, not just for me. Lots of people are posting them. But I find that food is a tool. And limu is a vegetable. It's a sea vegetable. And if you really start looking at nutrition and health, food is huge. It's just huge. And where we get it from and how it's harvested and all of those kind of things. So I try to post really easy things, change it up, lots of herbs, lots of great sauces, lots of fun ways to dice up vegetables for the 59th time. And to do it in a way that people that are, gluten-free, intolerant of a lot of sugars, we try to really do low sugar on everything. So yeah, check it out. Transformation Lifestyles, health
Well,
style.
health styles. Yes. Well, I love that. I need to work a little bit more on that. I don't think a microwave burrito is going to cut it.
Not this time.
Probably not right now. And let me talk to you guys real quick about those skinny drops. They are called skinny drops, but first of all, they're not just for those that are looking to remove some fluff. They're, like Tammy said, they are phenomenal hormone balancing. So like my daughter, she's 15 and she's about the size of my pinky. So I can't afford for her to lose an ounce, but she's 15. So her hormones are, fantastic. It's so fun. So what we do is she takes them before bed, right? She does the Slender Eyes before bed. There's 2 drops. She does the first one. She does one of those before bed, and then she does the other 2 throughout the day. Because I don't want her to lose anything, but we need to balance those hormones. So we're working on that. And then they're great for men too. So sometimes people think they're only for the ladies, but they're definitely, if you've got a man in the house, share it, right? Share it with them. Everybody will be happier all around. So we're going to do another pivot in here, because you watch Tammy, right? And you're like, oh, she's so sweet. And she's got such this great heart. And she's sharing these fun, lighthearted things. But what you don't know is she's an absolute powerhouse. I mean, you can see it. But, she's been involved in this industry for just shy of 7 years. And
February,
in that
end of February.
Okay, I was accurate. Words matter. But in that time, she has passed earnings of over $1 million, right? And, sometimes we can think, how in the world, right? How does that work? But, and maybe she was, this network marketing queen before, and she'd done 7 companies, all this. So if you wouldn't mind just sharing a little bit about, first of all, is that what you expected when you got started? Like you're like, oh yeah, this is where I'm going to go. And then kind of how did you create that with your team?
Well, Andrea, such a great question, because, that is such a hard thing for me to even talk about. It's just like, it's so overwhelming to me when I think about it. And I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful. And did I think? No. I knew nothing about this industry. I knew nothing about network marketing. I knew nothing about seaweed. I mean, seriously, I was as green gets when I came in. I had never been with another company. I was so naive when I jumped in, because I just fell in love with limu, and I knew everybody else would. Just like, of course they will. But I think what we did, at least in Colorado Springs, we started to build a really powerful community. And it was run by my leaders on the team. And we would get together. We did luncheons. We did business luncheons where we invited other business owners in the community to come on Fridays and share a little bit about their business. And we would do an opportunity video and talk about our business. That was very, very successful. We did that, I don't know, 5 years, maybe 5 years at least. And really, we did it until COVID hit. Then that was when that had to change, pivot, but it was very, very successful. And so I think we just had we had so much fun, and we had a very positive view of our company. We built our belief in our company. We built our belief in our product, and we built our belief in our team. And all the leaders are the ones that created that kind of momentum, because whether they were cross line, up line, down line, over line, nothing, other teams that had nothing to do with our team, I had the most incredible leaders on my team that were always helping other people. They were always helping other leaders. And we talked about that and we trained on that all the time, that, that the all boats rise with the tide, as Gary Racer used to say. It's like, as we all become successful, as one becomes successful and we pull each other up. So we had a very strong mindset of positivity, of encouragement, of community. And if you can create that and you mirror that for your people and you build it, and we did it around dinners and, some social things that we did, but people love to be involved in things that are positive. They love to be involved with positive people. They want to run with you if you're excited about it. And no one wants to do anything with anyone, no matter what the products are or the business, if you're not a positive, motivated, personally motivated, and disciplined person. You have to be disciplined in this business, because there's nobody saying, check in at 8:30 in the morning and check out at 5:30 at night. You don't have any of that. It has to be up to you to make it a priority. And the other thing I want to share, just encourage, what is your lane? What do you love? What part of your life are you just crazy about? That, to like, cooking for me is that, food is that for me. So I brought the business into what I already loved, and I integrated those things together. So whatever it is that you love, reach out in that way, build it into your life. So your business isn't like out there and you're here. Your business is here. It's all you. It's who you are. It flows from you naturally. And it creates trust. We have hope, trust, and a plan to get people where they need to be, where they want to be, wherever they choose to be. We have hope, trust, and a plan. And if we believe that, if we build our belief, if we work it, at the end of the day, I just say to people, what do you believe? What do you really believe? Do you really believe that you want to be debt free? Do you really believe that you want to change people's lives? Do you really want to be able to put your kids through college? Do you really believe that? Do you really believe in your company? Do you believe that the average person can make $1 million and more in this company? Do you believe it? You see, belief is the alpha and omega of everything. What we believe about ourselves, what we believe about our company, what we believe about our industry. So I encourage you, build your belief, because the more belief you have, the more people are going to listen, and they're going to pay attention, and they're going to pause, and they're going to say, what is it about her that she has such belief that if I do this, I can achieve this? People are looking for hope. People are looking for a way to create income online. People are looking to be connected with positive, like-minded people. And I believe, and that's my word of the year, by the way, is believe. I pick a year every year, and this year it's believe. So I believe, and I've got a big belief. I've got my belief there. It's not unrealistic, but I have goals set that I want to see for myself and my family. So I ask you tonight, what do you believe about what you say? Do you believe when you say, I want to get out of debt? Do you really believe that? Are you willing to do what it takes to get out of debt? Do you say, I don't want to have a house payment? Do you really believe that you can do something on the side to pay off your house? I do. I've seen it happen. I know it can happen. And so build your belief, build your encouragement, link arms with these positive leaders on this Zoom and so many of our other Zooms, and increase your belief. It's powerful.
I love that. Well, I'll tell you folks, and thank you, Tammy. That was incredible. And I'll tell you what I believe. I believe that every single one of us is in the right place at the right time. We have in our hands a huge opportunity. So you heard Tammy talking about a company named Limu. Limu is actually one of our brands within our house of brands. Our company, our parent company is called New Age. and we are publicly traded and watching our stocks. Like, I'll
And
tell you, I've got a
watching
peek.
our stock go up, up, up.
Yeah, it's so much fun watching that. That's what I got my folks for Christmas. They're watching it. My dad's like, "Go to work. Come on, let's go." They're looking forward to seeing that payoff that they get too. But we're publicly traded. If you want to check us out, our ticker symbol, I don't know the exact word, is N like Nancy, B like boy, E like elephant, V like Victor. So NBEV. And we truly are a $5 million startup, right? We're just getting started. And you are in a place checking this out tonight that you absolutely have the opportunity to be a part of it. So I'm going to recommend that you do some homework, right? Go do some homework. Get back with the person that invited you on here. Get your questions answered. If you want to see some videos that go more into the nitty gritty, right? We just shared our hearts and what we've created. But if you want to see the products and, how you get paid and all of that, I would highly recommend you go to a website. Okay. It's therxexperience.com. And I'm going to type it in the chat, but I can't type and talk at the same time.
Because I want to say something.
Yeah, good, please.
Go ahead and type, but I'm going to say something. So I just want to, for you, for the first time, if anyone's heard, if this is your first exposure to New Age, I want, a $500 million startup. That was awesome. I agree, Robin. She put it in the chat. I thought the same thing when you said that. But I also want you to understand that we are working in over 80 countries, 80 countries. That's powerful. You have the ability to grow an international business. That is the dream. That is the dream for a very small little startup pack of products that you get to use for yourself. You can build businesses all over the world. And I want to tell you, we have been working with Africa, and South Africa is in a pre-launch, has been for about 7 months, and they are exploding, just exploding. And out of that, then one of my reps, Eva Baka-Kearns, she did some ministry work in Nigeria, her and her husband, Keith, and she's been waiting for Nigeria to open, and they are now in pre-launch. And let me just tell you, I think they brought in 40, 50, 60 reps last week alone. So I want you to capture the vision for this. I want you, people know people all over the world. It might not be somebody you know, but it might be someone on your team knows, and that you will have the opportunity to go into that country, and the people are paid in US dollars. And if you understand how powerful that is, that some of these very hard, challenging economic times, the people are paid in our currency, in US dollars, which is extraordinary for people. And it really does it really does transform their lives. So I wanted to just share that too. Not only are we a $500 million startup company, 9 years old, we are also a company that is in 80 countries of the world, and we're growing, and we continue to grow through new acquisitions, new products, new companies, and through a organic growth that I've never seen. I've never seen this kind of organic growth. It's absolutely incredible.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you, Tammy. I'm excited to go global. I'm excited to grow right here. And the whole thing is just fantastic. So go to that website. There's 2 videos on the main page that I highly recommend that you watch. One is by a gentleman named Todd Rowland. He's been full-time in this industry for about 20 years, multiple $1 million earner. And then the other one is Dr. Crystal Vance, phenomenal leader that shares just her heart and the details and everything that you need to know in order to make a decision on whether or not to join us. But we hope you do. We can't wait to help you win. We look forward to seeing you all next week. Thank you so much for joining us, and y'all have a great night.
Good night, everybody. So glad you joined. Have a wonderful evening.